Ottawa's real estate market is sending mixed signals. Sales are down, inventory has surged, but prices, they're holding steady. So what's really going on? With interest rates expected to continue its drop later this year, more sellers are finally entering the market. But demand hasn't quite caught up yet. Some areas are seeing bidding wars while others are slowing down. And so if you're thinking of buying or selling, it's crucial to understand what's happening right now. And so today we're breaking all of that down. First, we'll look at Ottawa's latest housing market data. What's actually happening with sales, prices, and inventory. Then we'll dive into key factors shaping this shift: interest rates, supply levels, and buyer confidence. And finally, I'll simplify it all so whether you're a buyer or a homeowner, you'll know exactly what this means for you and what to do next. Real quick, for those who don't know me, my name is Richard. I'm a real estate agent passionate about keeping Canadians informed about what is actually happening in the housing market. So naturally, this channel is all about Canadian real estate. And if you like that and you want to stay up to date, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. So what's happening in Ottawa's housing market? Well, from what we can see, sales are slowing, but prices are holding. Ottawa's home sales dropped 10.12% year over year in February, with only 809 homes sold. That's well below the 5-year and 10-year averages. Sales were down 19% below the 5-year average and 15% below the 10-year average. Despite all of this, home prices have actually increased, with the average home price in February being $669,945. Which is up 1.4% year over year. So even though fewer homes are selling, prices are holding steady, at least for now. Next thing I want to talk about is inventory is surging, which is a major shift for sellers. The number of active listings has jumped dramatically, as there was 3,735 homes on the market at the end of February, which is a massive 61.4% increase from last year. And to put that into perspective, that's 95.7% above the 5-year average and 51.4% above the 10-year average. And then new listings are up as well. We had 1,668 new homes on the market in February, which is up 4.8% year over year, which translates into 10.8% above the 5-year average, meaning more sellers are jumping back in. This shift means that buyers now have more choices and sellers are facing more competition than they did a year ago. Another stat is that the months of inventory has climbed to 4.6, up from just 2.6 a year ago. And what this really means is that if no new homes were listed today, it would take 4.6 months to sell everything that's currently on the market. For comparison, a year ago, it was a tight seller's market. Now we're moving more towards a balanced market, if not a buyer's market, which could shift further if sales don't pick up. But what's driving this market shift? First thing being interest rates, which is a waiting game. Mortgage rates are looking like they're going to continue to drop here, which could bring more buyers back into the market. And so some buyers are waiting for lower rates before making a move, which is contributing to the current sales slowdown. The Bank of Canada's decision over the next few months will be a key determining factor on how strong the spring and summer markets are going to be here. Because what we've seen historically is that lower rates do boost demand quite quickly, meaning that buyers today might have a better position than those who wait. Next being increased inventory. More sellers are entering the market. With more inventory up 60% year over year, more sellers who have been waiting on the sidelines are now putting their homes up for sale. However, with sales not keeping pace, some sellers might need to adjust expectations on pricing, because more listings are great for buyers. But if homes aren't selling fast, price cuts could be coming in the near future. Next is market confidence and economic factors. Buyers, though, are still uncertain, with factors like tariffs, borrowing costs, and just the upcoming election influencing decision making. However, if confidence does improve, we could see a surge in sales later this year. For now, the market seems to be stable, but changes in the economy or interest rates could shift things faster. But as promised, what does this mean for you? We've covered what's happening, but how does this actually affect you? If you're a buyer, I'm going to start with you first. You have more options and less competition. More inventory means you have more choices. With listings up 61%, you are no longer competing for every home. And so with that, you have more negotiating power. Sellers can't be as aggressive with pricing anymore, so use that to your advantage. And so if mortgage rates do drop later this year, demand in theory will rise again. But with everything going on right now, this may or may not happen. It's just hard to say. Though what I tell clients is that if you find a good deal on a home, and more importantly, you really like it, it might be worth locking it in. And if you're a seller, this is what I would do. Be smart with pricing. There's more competition now. With more homes on the market, buyers have more choices, which means overpricing your home will make it sit longer. Though spring and summer could bring more demand. If rates drop, buyer activity could surge, making it easier to sell later in the year. To wrap it up though, if you are selling now, price competitively and make sure your home stands out. But if you can afford to wait, late spring or summer might be a better option for you if demand increases. All that to say, the real estate market is constantly evolving, and the key to making smart decisions is staying informed and understanding the data. If you found this update helpful, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on next month's report. And if you want to see what's going on in the rest of Canada, where I break down key trends that are still shaping the market today, I'm going to link that video right here. And while you watch that, I'm going to go fly some drones.